Under the plan, shoppers would pay 3 cents for every paper bag they get, with the money going to the state's Environmental Protection Fund. And counties would be able to tack on 2 more cents. The proposal goes into effect early next year. New York City's controversial congestion pricing plan is also part of the state budget. Starting in 2021, drivers traveling to the busiest sections of Manhattan will be charged a toll.
What?
The flood control spillway at the nation's tallest dam will be deployed this week for the first time since it crumbled during heavy rains 2 years ago. Disaster was ultimately averted during the 2017 downpours, but not before nearly 200,000 people downstream had to evacuate, and the Oroville Dam needed repairs that totaled more than $1 billion. The Department of Water Resources says the massive spillway has been restored to full functionality. Dumbo is the slow but sure #1 at the box office this weekend.
Welcome, baby Dumbo. We're all family here, no matter how small.
The Tim Burton directed Disney film did not measure up to the live-action remakes of previous animated classics, Dumbo earning an estimated $45 million domestically against a $170 million production budget. That is less than half of what Beauty and the Beast and The Jungle Book opened to, but Dumbo did bump off Jordan Peele's Us to second place and Captain Marvel landing in third. From the Fox News Channel, Democrats continue to call for the full release of the Mueller report after Attorney General William Barr provided a 4-page summary stating the Trump campaign did not collude with the Russians. Connecticut Democratic Congressman Jim Hines talked about it on Fox News Sunday.
First of all, nobody knows what the Mueller report says because we haven't seen it. We've got the 4-page Barr summary. And even though my Republican friends are attacking Adam Schiff and others by saying that the Mueller report says no evidence, that's not at all what it says. If you read the Barr letter says that the investigation was not able to establish. So, Chris, 2 things.
No, excuse me, because with all due respect, sir, that's absolutely incorrect. We knew that this probably was going to come up. The specific quote from Attorney General Barr, here's what he says. The special counsel did not find that the Trump campaign or anyone associated with it conspired or coordinated with the Russian government in these efforts, despite multiple offers from Russian-affiliated individuals to assist the Trump campaign. So specifically, the special counsel is not saying there's insufficient evidence to prosecute. He's saying it didn't happen.
Right. So again, 2 things are possible at the same time. Number 1, whatever happened, and there's 400 pages of report that we're going to see. So something happened, or it wouldn't be 400 pages long.
Catch Fox News Sunday every weekend on the Fox News Channel, Sirius XM Channel 114.
Veep and Barry return to HBO this weekend. I'm Michelle Polino. I have that next. In entertainment.
It's unpredictable.
Should government be involved in this at all?
Essential money talk on Bulls and Bears at 5 Eastern with in-depth conversation on today's hot issues. It's the show you love with the pros you trust. Bulls and Bears, weeknights at 5 Eastern on Fox Business Network.
Whoa!
President gets a national intelligence briefing.
Engaged. The purchasing manager has hit a 6-month high. It was actually a positive for the Chinese economy, but the economy there has weakened because of trade. What are your expectations in terms of a deal between the U.S. and China, and how much should we focus on things like Huawei and the risks to the U.S. national security as a result of all the espionage going on, Senator?
Because of President Trump, this is the best chance we've had to stop China from cheating in my lifetime. China steals their intellectual property. If you do business in China, they're required to have a Chinese business partner. They steal everything you own. They have state-run enterprises that no business in South Carolina can compete with the government of China. So Trump has decided to take China on. Their economy has been crippled because of these tariffs. We will get a great deal or we will have no deal at all. Somebody needs to bring China to heel. Somebody needs to make them play fair. And I'm standing behind President Trump. When it comes to China, you've got to experience some pain to make them stop cheating us. So in terms of the 5G movement here, Huawei, to our European friends, if you go into a Chinese 5G network, you're going to have a hard time doing business with the American economy and the American national security infrastructure because it will become a spy platform. So President Trump's done 2 things. He's put the world on notice. Watch when you buy Chinese technology. We can't do business with you if you go Chinese 5G. And he's also told the Chinese, your days of cheating are over.
Yeah.
And we need to stand behind our president, and I will.
Mike Pompeo came on the show and talked about how he's trying to make the case to Europe because they're pushing back because the Huawei infrastructure was cheaper. What about North Korea? What's your take on where that goes next? Why did the president leave early, that meeting with Kim Jong-un?
Because he felt like Kim Jong-un wasn't serious about getting a deal. You got to be willing to walk if you ever want to get a good outcome. The spot we have today, because President Trump got North Korea's attention, up your nuclear weapons and your missiles, but I will give you a great deal in return. We're talking in North Korea from a position of strength. He walked away, and I would suggest to the North Koreans, to the Chinese, and to the Japanese and South Koreans that you help President Trump find a way to end this. Make sure that North Korea gives up their nuclear weapons, their missile technology, that can threaten an American homeland, in return provide security and prosperity in North Korea. Everybody before Trump talked a lot and did nothing. For the first time, we finally got North Korea's attention, and China needs to help us.
All of these issues are front and center for you in your re-election campaign. What are your priorities beyond that? It feels like you're up against the Democrat platform that in many ways is looking more and more socialist, whether it's Medicare for all, Green New Deal, big federal programs that are running people's lives.
Medicare for all means Medicare for nobody. Can you imagine finally getting on Medicare after waiting all these years, and Bernie Sanders invites 80 million of his closest friends to join you? You know, that will collapse Medicare as we know it. It will be inferior health care. My goal is to run on the idea that we should take the Obamacare dollars, block grant them back to the states, make sure that sick people are covered, and allow states to figure this out, have innovation at the state level, because nobody's ever going to figure anything out in Washington. When it comes to the tax code, keep taxes down. Do not destroy the economy by trying to help the environment. The Green New Deal will never protect the environment because it destroys the economy. That will be the end of the American economy. My goal is to put as many conservative judges on the court as possible. President Trump's greatest legacy will be reshaping the court. My goal is to stand behind the president to rebuild the military.
There's a story that Sarah did early on that I always go back to now because I think it's a very prescient of what was about to come.
Years on the campaign trail and in public life, I've had countless handshakes, hugs, expressions of affection, support, and comfort, and not
promo code NEWS. That's BOLL and brand.
Law enforcement.
Paul Neighborhood Association. $1 million from the group.
Non-binding voting on what to do about Britain's climate. It's well established that carbon dioxide is a key.
oh, we want to be free. Oh, we want to be.
It's just another name, like Schmidt.
Sanctuary state of white supremacy. Now, understand, this is no small victory for the sanctuary states of white supremacy, because now they are back to where they were pre-Civil War. They are right back to where they were with the states' rights argument. They can now defend their abuse. They can defend their manipulation, their downright ignoring of the Constitution with, here's the rub, with the Constitution itself. Their Jim Crow laws, their gun laws, their poll taxes, their property and sharecropping regulations. All of those things protected by the 10th Amendment. The exact same amendment that they used to justify slavery. But, Sonny, slavery was illegal. Well, not if you were convicted of a crime. So, black chain gangs started to explode throughout the South as black men were convicted for even the most petty, low offense crimes imaginable. Some of them including having the damn nerve to look a white man directly in the eye. You know, he brought that on himself, right? There wasn't a huge Republican uproar about these offenses, these abuses.
Kill my vibe.
35 past. Yeah, that's Ray Brown right there, the late great Ray Brown on bass, part of the Gene Harris Quartet. Gene Harris on piano. Ron how do you pronounce Ron's last name? Anyway, Escalante, I think, on guitar. Jeff Hamilton on drums. Open phones is where we are. We're going right back to it. Cynthia in Georgia on 4. Good morning, Cynthia. You're going inside the issues. Woman Leon.
Hey, Dr. Leon, how you doing?
I got Cynthia calling me.
Oh, did you go to the wrong one? I can wait.
No, I got the right. You're the only one. What do you mean the wrong? You're the only one.
Listen, there are several refugee camps with women and children there that have been, given the short end.
Mm-hmm.
I am in sympathy with people who have been driven out of Syria, who just run for their lives.
Mm-hmm.
I have no sympathy for the wives that have been left behind by the ISIS fighters. This should be a lesson to people in this world. Stop getting sucked in by the lies of the United States, Israel, Saudi Arabia, who funded, trained, and supported these crazed people that have no ideology that makes any sense. That's why I said I'm telling the screener I was going to sound a little cold. But I've had it with these folks. And let me remind people, Muammar Gaddafi was the first target of Al-Qaeda. Does everybody remember this? That should have told you everything you needed to know. They tried to assassinate him years ago, before they even popped up on the screen.
And Muammar Gaddafi also warned Barack Obama.
Yes.
Very clearly about, as they were referred to, the people in the North.
And wasn't he in the UN saying that I will probably be assassinated, but you need to be warned because these refugees are being driven from place to place to place because of these wars these people started?
I think something to that effect.
You're not a prophet in your own land. But I just, love your show.
Thank you very much.
But I want these people to stop being used. And I'm glad that Russia is in Venezuela. I'm glad that China is telling us that's not your backyard.
There you go.
So I'm eagerly looking forward to all the things that are happening.
Turn the page on the Monroe Doctrine. Turn the page on the Monroe Doctrine.
Yeah, right.
Thank you, Cynthia. Jerome on 3 in Chicago. Good. I think it's still morning for you, sir. Jerome.
What's going on, Dr. Will Leon?
Tell me, Jerome. That's why you're calling. Tell me what's going on.
One time, this is my final call.
Oh, okay. Uh-oh.
Hey, I was just trying to give the Nation of Islam newspaper a shout out.
Oh, okay.
Final call. I was saying, I was saying the last call, the Majestic was corrected there and said, no, the final call. Tell them the final call. But I want to hit on two things. I want to talk about where my heart is. Your tongue is where your heart is. Wherever your tongue is, that's where your heart is.
Mm-hmm.
I want to talk about that. But I want to hit on Kim Jong-un because I want to share this with your thoughts coming from listening to your show. But first I want to talk about where my heart is, and that's with my ancestors. And I want to say to the Confederates that we love our ancestors like y'all love your ancestors. You want to keep up the Confederates.
Back in New York City,
you love your ancestors.
On my way to Fash Bash 2019.
Because we love our ancestors. It would be in your best interest.
Fash 2019.
If you know what I mean.
And just quickly to that point, to all of those Confederates listening, and to all those who love those statues and want to sleep at night covered in the flag, remember what Robert E. Lee said, the president of the Confederacy, y'all's own general, said not erect statues to these fools because it will do nothing but cause dissension within the country. He said that very clearly, and somehow, some way, these Confederate fools seem to have forgotten what their general told them not to do. Continue, Jerome.
Okay. The Joe Madison anti-lynching law and the Urban View callers, they're very informed, aren't they? I know you're proud of them, aren't you, Dr. Wilmer Leon?
Always.
And I wish you guys would talk about the Joe Madison anti-lynching law a little bit more. Urban View audience, those are our ancestors. Just in honor, ain't no money, ain't no Mercedes-Benz, ain't nothing, but you got to love your ancestors. Now, to Kim Jong-un,
yeah.
Now, check this out. Tell me if you're proud of me as you're stupid. You know what came to me through prayer and meditation? Check this out, Dr. Wilmer Leon. Manifest destiny. They all over Asia with manifest destiny. Now, do I have this right? Are these people
what people
trying to sanction a man, our government, that's enforcing manifest, manifest destiny and sanctioning? Are these people trying to sanction a man, meaning trying to starve him out, basically? Am I correct on that?
Well, yes. What they're doing is they're causing incredible stress, hardship, hunger on the people of the country, figuring that the people of the country will turn on their leader. And I don't know of any time in history where sanctions have accomplished that end.
Okay, now, this is the key. Are they trying to sanction a man with a nuclear weapon, Dr. Wilmer Leon? I'm going to just put that on the table and let you write.
Yeah.
With a nuclear bomb.
Yeah, because that's all they can do. And because one thing that Kim Jong-un understands very clearly is his having that nuclear capability levels the playing field and forces Donald Trump to meet with him and talk to him like a grown-up.
But on the other end, Dr. Wilmer Leon, sooner or later, what stress, we know what stress does. I got a nuclear bomb, you gonna starve me out. I'm laying in my bed one night, and I said, well, you trying to kill me. I'm going to die anyway. You get the picture? Now, everybody in the country, let me say this to the flag. War is over. How many countries got nuclear bombs, Dr. Wilmer Leon?
That's a very good question. Without coming off the top of my head, let me say 12.
Ain't no more tough guy. I'm telling you, man, they playing the dangerous game, Dr. Wilmer Leon. I'm out.
Appreciate it, Jerome. Appreciate it. Let's go to a very patient Jay in Kansas on 5. Good afternoon, Jay. Going inside the issues, Wilmer Leon.
Hey, how you doing, Dr. Wilmer?
I'm well.
Hello?
Yes, go ahead.
As far as I call it, just Kim, many in South Korea, he never used it. Even if we would use nuclear weapons on him before he used nuclear weapons on us. And as far as Venezuela and the Palestinian people go, I mean, it's sad what we're doing as a nation to those people, But I really call about the Muslim guy. Muslims